Good morning, Diecast people. I'm Joe. I'm here with a cup of coffee, and this is Coffee and Cars with Joe from Ignition Diecast. And it's also Freaky Feedback Friday. So, the purpose of these videos is to kind of share with you, give you an insider view of what it's like running a diecast business. And I also infuse it with a lot of my own collecting obsessions and stuff like that. So it was meant to be kind of a reality show, I guess. So that's why there's no production values or titling and intros and music and stuff like that. And being Friday, it's Feedback Friday. The original intent was to answer questions about diecast and like running it as a business, but most of the questions that come in are about me personally, which is fine. I'm happy to answer anything. I literally will answer any question as long as it's not politics, because that seems to get me in hot water. So first, let's look at some cars. Everything that comes in is kind of run through two filters, two nets, before it winds up being for sale at Ignition Diecast. And the first filter is, do I want it? Is it something that I collect? Whether it's something I bought or something donated. Most of the donations, there's an understanding that I might snag something if I really like it. But there's specific stuff that I collect, so not a lot usually winds up being mine. And then the second filter is, is it missing from the Ignition Diecast archive, the gigantoid archive? Because the goal there is to kind of assemble a huge collection of every mainline Hot Wheels ever released. And so that's a lot of stuff winds up going there. And that's the kind of the purpose of donations. And then if I don't want it and it's already in the archive and not needed for the archive, it goes up for sale. So this batch of cars I'm going to show you today were actually kind of gifts from a trading buddy of mine, John R. So a higher number than usual are going to my personal collection. So this is not typical. Usually when I buy stuff, I'm either buying it for resale or straight for the archive. And I try to keep my personal collecting habits out of this acquisition game, and then at the end of videos I'll show you like what I'm collecting and stuff. Anyway, we got a lot of cars to get through today, and it's freestyle. That's the freestyle part of Friday. And then after we talk about cars, I'll answer the questions that came in this week. So the first filter is, what am I keeping? And I still have a huge box from John. I'm jokingly calling it Glory Box 2, because if I have cars to process, to open, to onboard, I'm a very happy person. Like I really love these cars, and I like discovering what's been sent, opening boxes, unwrapping packages. So I only opened like maybe 1/5 of this box, and here's what has come out so far. A Chevelle Premium that I am keeping because I actually collect Chevelles. I think this is not from the Fast and Furious set. I looked it up what this is from, but you'll probably know. It's from a series, a premium series that I don't actually have any of. So keeping that. A Matchbox Mustang. I'll tell you what year. Hold on. It's 2018 Ford Mustang convertible by the Matchbox brand, and I don't happen to have this one. This awesome Dodge A100 pickup, also by Matchbox. So this is the first one of these I have, and it's going in my Mopar pickup box, which is getting kind of crowded, so I think I'm going to take out the Ram Rebel 1500s and just keep sort of a miscellaneous Dodge box going. And this is the debut. Most people know this from the purple one, and there was a Super Treasure Hunt version of it, but I have never seen this one before. It's a Shelby GT500 convertible. Very cool. And got to keep that. At the end of this, the very end of this video, I'll show you this new box I established, which is Shelby Mustangs. This hottie, I have the painted versions of this, but I have never even seen the Zamac version. So that is definitely a keeper. And then this Nissan Maxima. I don't collect Maximas, but now I do. I'm going to put this in my Nissan box. This is from the Fast and Furious series, premium series. So it has real riders, quite heavy, very awesome. We actually got 2 of these, which you'll see in one moment, and I'll explain. I'm keeping one and then selling one. So those are the keepers. What's going to the archive? This Celica in mint green. I believe this year it came in mint green and teal. It's a 70 Toyota Celica. And this is going to the archive because I got one, so it made it through that filter, but the archive caught it, so snagged. A Zamac Keybird. I do collect kind of collect Ford cars, but not T-Birds. Mostly like 70s muscle cars and weird stuff like that. But this is not in the archive, so it got caught. And the Zamac GMC Cyclone, and I have all the Cyclones, and I got this one thanks to John Boy. And so this got caught by the archive. So what made it through? That's going up for sale. This Savannah RX-7 in black. This other Nissan Maxima from the Fast and Furious set. This has only been released twice, once on like a single card and then I think in like a multi-pack. So it's very similar car, and one way you can tell the difference is the base code, but both of the ones that came in had the same base code, so essentially they're the same exact car. And the archive doesn't really include premiums for the sake of cost and just having some sort of a parameter around it. So this is not needed for the archive, doesn't really qualify, so this is for sale at Ignition Diecast. The purple Shelby GT500 that we were just talking about, and this comes in a Super Treasure Hunt version, which I actually shot one of those with a shotgun once. I used to do these customizations kind of for attention because I was trying to like get follower or subscribers and views, so I would customize cars that people coveted, and someone donated a Super Treasure Hunt Shelby GT500, and I customized it with a 12 gauge. Some of you may remember that if you've been watching for a long time. Kind of need to get back to that because, man, got a lot of subscribers and views. And here's a moving parts Mustang. It's a 2019 Ford Mustang. I think I'm going to take these glasses off because I'm done reading. And this is moving parts, the parts that move. No hood, just doors. Are the doors. And I happen to have this one, so, and it's Matchbox, so it does not apply to the archive. So it is for sale. That concludes the car portion of this video. So you can stop watching now if cars are the only thing you're interested in. What is about to follow is a bunch of talking. So the questions this week from, I need to mention that this dumb channel has very few subscribers. This is like an unimportant diecast channel, but the subscribers and the viewers that I have are extremely appreciated. It's kind of like a exclusive club of people that I really like and trade with. Like I have a lot of trading buddies that watch these videos. So I just want you to know I appreciate it, even though there's like 200 or something like that subscribers. Doesn't matter. And when this channel does qualify for monetization, I'll probably be denied because I swear too much, or it's just not copacetic with their YouTube's advertising goals or whatever. So this is really just a reality show, way for me to share and a way for me to talk to you all in bulk. But email me if you have like specific messages. So one email question this week was, why do you like German cars so much? Are you German? Are you from a German family? I'm not German. I'm just an American mutt. But my life has been colored, I guess you could say, by German culture in a lot of ways. So, like, I was actually born in Frankfurt, Germany, which is weird. I'm American, but my dad was in the military in a base in Frankfurt, and my mom went over there when she was pregnant with me, and I was actually born on a military base in a military hospital in Frankfurt, Germany, which is weird. And then when I was a couple months old, my mom came back, and then my dad was discharged or whatever. And also, my paternal grandmother was from a German family. They actually lived in Russia for a while, in Odessa, Russia, the whole family, part of like this community of Germans that had emigrated to Russia and eventually moved to like the Midwest, like Minnesota, I believe. But and my grandmother kept this a secret from my grandfather because he had fought in World War II in Korea, and at the time being German was like a real no-no. So she changed her name. Her real name was Mary Hager, and she went as when I was growing up, she kept her German heritage and her real name completely secret. She went by a different name completely, which is odd, but America. And because of that, I ate a lot of German foods at my grandmother's house, which she didn't really let on were German, like Kohlrouladen and Spätzle, and had no idea. She gave them silly names, like the Spätzle was called Slippery Guts, and the Americans called it Kohlrouladen cabbage rolls, which you could put all kinds of meat in. I didn't like them. And then additionally, well, my first car was a Volkswagen, and all of my early girlfriends and the girlfriend that became my wife seemed to drive German cars, like BMWs and Audis. And all of my driving in early, like from age 15 on till like my late, I don't even remember my first American car, but I love German cars because all of my early driving experience was in German cars. And back in the 80s and 90s, it was a real difference. Like if even a Volkswagen, the quality was unmistakable. I think things have equalized a lot now. Like you can get in a Hyundai and it just feels extremely nice. But in the 80s and 90s, German cars were cut above. So that's a big factor. And then finally, I married a woman who is the daughter of an Austrian and a German. So I kind of married into a Germano family. Eating German food at every time we went over there, every holiday, and hearing a mixture of German and English all the time. So I don't know, this like the German thing has kind of followed me around. Like we have a 1969 911 that my father-in-law collected. He was like a Porsche collector, and he has retired and moved to Florida, as many people do, and he gave his kids all of his Porsches. So my wife got the orange 69 911, which we're still trying to get roadworthy. That's it about the German thing. Will your collection ever be complete? Are there sections you think will ever be complete? I don't think so, because for me, this whole thing is about like acquiring new cars. I don't really think about the destination. It's more like the journey is fun. Like I like shopping for cars. I like getting them in the mail and stuff. And like, there's so many, like there are about 70, 75 different little collecting threads I have going on. And I don't really think any of them will ever be complete. Like in theory, I'm a completist about Hot Wheels Porsches, but there's so many of them that I'll probably never own them all. And then there's some that I intentionally just kind of keep open-ended, kind of like free collecting, like Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs. I just sort of buy, keep, collect the ones that I think are really neat. And there's a lot that I don't like. Where is it? This Mustang funny car. I don't really like these that much, even though they're Mustangs. So don't collect them. There are a couple different castings that I have all of. Like I have the GMC Cyclone. I have all of the Time of Taxis. There's probably 10 to 15 specific castings that I have all of, and as the new ones come out, I acquire them. But for the most part, being completist about getting all of something, I don't know, maybe it's my attention span wanders too much, but I'll focus on something for like a week and then I move on to something else. So I have just all this stuff going on, and I just like the cars, and it's not really, no one's going to be impressed if I get them all. In fact, I think about a lot since I'm an older gentleman. Someday I'm going to die and my kids are going to inherit all this, and they're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, they're not going to know what to do with it. And they're not going to know which ones are valuable and which ones are not. So they're more than likely they're either going to keep them as a keepsake, or they're just going to sell them all in mass and probably get a really terrible price. So some other collector will get these. So it's like, I keep that in mind when I acquire cars, that I'm just doing this for myself because it's fun, and no one's ever really going to care, and it's never really going to like be a fortune that my kids inherit. And lastly, what kind of coffee do you like? Colombian, I guess, like medium roast. And right now we buy this cheap stuff from Kroger because groceries are so expensive. It's called Don Francisco. It's funny how coffee used to be sold by the pound, and now they reduced the size to 12 ounces. So now like a can of coffee is 12 ounces. There's a local place called Jittery Joe's that has this really awesome medium roast Guatemalan or Nicaraguan beans, and it's called Morning Ride, and I loved it, and it's just really great coffee. But a 12-ounce can costs like $17. So every now and then we'll treat ourselves, but for the most part, the coffee that I buy every week is this Kroger stuff. It's a Colombian bean medium roast by Don Francisco, and it's not organic or anything like that. And I don't take sugar. I just put half and half in there. I don't really like coffee to be sweet, but I do like whole cream, either whole cream or half and half. And I like it weak. I don't really brew. I don't like strong coffee. I discovered Starbucks is horrendous. Like, their coffee tastes like shit. But I did discover, like, if somebody else is going there, like if I'm a consultant, so if I'm working with a client or another consultant that is going to buy the coffee, what I ask for is an Americano, because what I discovered is that's a espresso shot and water. So it's like basically watered down coffee. And I heard that name came about as sort of a derogatory term for the way Americans drink coffee, because like the French drink like espresso, and Americans like watered down brews. So watered down Starbucks is actually drinkable. And so what I usually order at Starbucks is like an Americano with like a half inch of half and half, and it's not bad. So that's what I drink for coffee. And I try not to drink it in the afternoon because I find I sleep better if I don't drink afternoon coffee. Back when I worked in an office, like before COVID, I think 2018 was the last time I actually had a job where I had to be in an office. And I would drink coffee all day and I would sleep terribly. So now that I work from home, I drink about 3 cups in the morning and get pretty jacked up. And that's it. I definitely try not to drink it in the afternoon if it can be helped. Sometimes if I'm sick or something and I need to soldier on, I'll have an afternoon coffee, but that's that. I got major cars to process. There's Glory Box 1, Glory Box 2, and then this other eBay lot came in of about 100 cars. And as I've said before, watch what you buy on eBay, because, and now I'm really digressing. If you're listening this far, you've done well. I bought this lot of cars on eBay, and the description said new duplicates. And in my mind, I'm thinking he misspelled or fat fingered no duplicates. And I didn't look carefully at the lot. I just knew. I just put in a bid for like 80 cents per car. And they all came in, and it's mostly duplicates. It's like, I don't know if he was intentionally being deceptive or what, but all the cards are damaged. And for 100 cars, there's probably only like 50 unique castings, because there's at least 2 of everything. It's a bunch of duplicates. And but whatever. Ignition sells loose cars, and some of them are going to the archive, so it's cool. Just be careful on eBay, because most sellers are lying pieces of shit. And I said I was going to show you something, my 4 GTs, so hold on. So here is this new box of Shelby Mustangs, and I know I'm going to get something wrong because there's a lot of different castings in here, but these 4 are all 67 Shelby GT500s. This is a weird 68. I'm assuming I'm getting that right. And here's 69 convertibles, the GT500s. This is the one that I just showed you. Got that one the other day, and I've had that one for a while. And this is an 07 Shelby GT500. I believe that is too. This is a 2010. So GT500's 07 and a 2010. And then these are odd ones. These are 350Rs, I think. Yeah, Shelby GT 350Rs. So 2 of those. I think one's premium, one's not. And this is a weird one. It's a Super Snake. It's a GT 350R. Oh, it's a GT500. It's a 2010 GT500 Super Snake. And the Super Snake was like I guess a short-lived performance type package. And then here are 4 of this. Wait, what's this? It's a 2020 Ford Shelby GT500, and same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think these 5 are all the same. 2020 Ford Shelby. Yeah, and that one just came out this year. So 5 of those. But this was just a way to alleviate some of the pressure on my Mustang wall, which is up there, and to pull some out. So I have a Fox body box, 3rd gen Mustangs, and then Shelby Mustangs, which are mostly 500s, but like I said, a couple 350Rs. So happy Friday, happy weekend. Talk to you tomorrow, which is Saturday.